Hey guys, James here with UFSU University coming at you with another deck profile. This time we're going to do a deck profile on Middleman. This is the concept of a deck I thought of when the Soul Calibur set first came out. So I started working on this, and this went through like a couple of iterations, and this is at the point where I want to show it to you guys. So let's get into the profile. Okay guys, Middleman is a 629. He's an all-fire Void character. We're playing this deck under Void. If your non-throw attack deals damage, enhance if your non-throw attack deals damage, add it to your staging area during the end phase. So like it gets shut off by, one of the key cards to shut this off is hand cannon. But I think outside of hand cannon, there's not a lot of ways to turn off that ability, which is pretty nice because what you want to do is like build your attacks. Because his other ability says discard one card, add one face down from your hand, add one face down foundation to your hand. So you just pick up the attacks that you had already built down, and then you pick them up and then give your attack plus 2 damage, because why not? It's pretty free, right? So let's get into the profile. Just to make sure we build a little better, and sometimes because it's also good to like pick up with Middleman, we're playing 3 Revoke. Lets you build it face down and have cool build turns at the start of the game. It's a nice just cancel card, and then you get to pick it up with Middleman, so you can just cancel whenever you need to, which is pretty neat. We're playing 3 Transform. That's mostly a staple card in Middleman at this point in like the world. So like you get to play cool slams. You add slam from your discard pile to your hand, play slam. This comes down to your staging area. Pick this up, do it again, type of thing. It's just nice and simple. But the slams we're playing are a little different than normal slams. We're playing 3 Tomahawk Slam. It's a 2 diff. So only a 1 mid for 3. Makes it to where your opponent doesn't want to block, but it's a 1 mid for 5 in Middleman. Obviously has slam, and its ability is E-discard, give plus 4 damage. We never have any momentum, so we're never going to discard for that ability. But it's a nice 2 diff to just pick up with Transform to play, as well as being a 3 damage attack, which we'll get into later, which is pretty neat. We're playing 3 Tomahawk Buster. It's a 4 low for 3. Has slam. It's a 4 check. That's a 4 diff for 3. E changes attack zone to high, so you change it from a low to a high, and then it gets plus 3 damage. So it becomes a 4 high for 6, 4 high for 8 with Middleman, which is pretty neat. And then your opponent can discard 1 card to cancel it. So like if they really need to cancel it, they're losing a card, which is perfectly fine with you. Then the last slam we're playing is Leap into the Fray. It's a combo with the mid. A lot of the about half of the attacks in our deck, I believe, are mid, so it's pretty nice. It's a 4 diff. It's a 3 check. Combo E, the check to block this gets plus 1 for each mid attack. So for every mid in your card pool, you get plus 3. So like if this ends up face down and you pick it up later, you can just use a cool mid attack chain if you get there. And then your next mid attack this turn gets plus 3 damage. So this one's just a base 5 for 5, but your next one basically gets 5 plus damage. So that's pretty neat. Next we're going into the only 4 of in the deck, which is Metal Blade. Metal Blade is a cool 2 diff attack that says that has safe in its weapon, it's ranged. It's a 3 high for 3, and its only ability is changes the attack zone to any other zone, which is pretty neat if you know what attack zones your opponent's holding. But like it's more neat to be a 2 diff they can just pick up to your hand. That's just a 3 high for 5. Just nice, simple 5 damage attack that I played, and I could check a 1 and only have to commit 1. I don't play 1, so it's okay. We're playing 3 Leaf Shield. It's just a 2 low for 3. It's a 3 diff, and then it has Breaker 1, and then after you block with it, an attack does no damage. So like if this gets added face down, you can pick it up with Middleman, and then you have an Omni block just to block anything you want, which is pretty neat. We're playing 3 Takei's Kunai. Oh, I better flip this way. Whoops. Takei's Kunai. It's a 4 diff. It's a 4 low for 3. EX2 ranged weapon combo with any attack. Combo E, this attack is plus 2 damage, stun 2, so it becomes a 4 for 5 with stun 2, then 4 for 7, stun 2. Its Deadlock E is committed, gets plus 1 speed for each of your opponent's committed foundations. So like if they do go to Deadlock, this thing's fast as fuck, boy. But like other than that, it's just a nice 3 damage attack that changes the zones. I'm trying to keep the deck to where like outside of like being about half mids, it like fluctuates the zones to make your opponent not know what to hold, which is pretty neat. Then we're playing. Now we're getting into most of the mids outside of 1 more attack. 3 lower Great Wall. It's a safe stun 2 combo with a 3 damage attack, which is like actually everything in the deck. So it's a 4 for 3, 4 for 5 middleman. It gets 3 damage from itself, so it's a 4 for 8. And if you give it the 3 damage with your leap into the fray, it's a 4 for 11, which is pretty sick. But like you just get to pick it up, and it's a guaranteed 8 damage attack, right? Like with middleman, which is pretty neat. One of the other mids we play is Acid Spit. It's a 3 mid for 3 combo with a mid attack, which, like I said, half the deck is mids. If it's discard to your opponent's going to discard 2 cards. Then combo E, your opponent discards 1 card. Just that's it. Combo E, discard your opponent, discards 1 card. And then if this is the 3rd attack you played this turn, you're going to draw a card. So you get to give +1 more hand size to your character, which is pretty nuts when you're picking up attacks for free from your staging area. The last non-mid attack in the deck is Shirai Ryukan. This card's really fun in this deck because it combos with any attack. It's just a 4 for 3. But combo E, you get to stack a card from your discard pile to confirm for your next check, which is really good because you want to make because we are playing 30 attacks, you want to make sure you check well. It's like this lets you check well. You add a card from the discard pile to the top of your deck, and then you can give this +3 speed or +3 damage. So like early game, you give this speed to where you can add it face down. You don't have to worry about your opponent blocking. And then later in the game, you can give it damage because you're just going to keep picking up more attacks anyways. So like the main purpose of this is to easy build with the +3 speed it gets and stack a check for your next attack. At Deadlock E, you can also just give it stun 2, which is pretty nuts. Like it's a really good attack for this deck. And then the last attack in the deck, don't mind this proxy right here, you don't see it. 3 Sublimating Blades. I don't have the 3rd one yet for this deck. It's a 5 mid for 3, Fury multiple 2 safe and weapon, 4 diff, 2 check. Oh well. You can discard attacks from your card pool with a printed damage 3 damage or less. So like all these are 3 damage or less. So you just get the multiple for free, basically, which is pretty neat. You can discard momentum if you ever get one to give it stun 3 or commit something you don't like. I almost never used it, but the cool thing about this card is because of how middleman works, you can play your cool combos, whatever. I don't know why 3 acid spits was what I pulled out, I guess. Go into your Sublimating Blade. Multiple. So like the idea is you get rid of the things that were blocked. And if not, just get rid of things you don't need anyways. And then you can use Middleman's Enhance on this. And then it just adds face down. Like it just ignores the game state and goes, well this dealt, so it'll come down. So like you can't add these to momentum because the game doesn't allow it. Because the game checks to only add attacks outside of abilities. But like the staging area doesn't care. It just says, cool, I built 2. So like you just get rid of all the attacks that were blocked, and then Sublimating Blade says, well I'm going to try and build them anyways. As well as being give every single one of these attacks 2 damage. So like this is a 5 for 5 by itself. This one ends up being a 5 for 5. Pick up 5 for 5. And like it really just lets you extend your turn and like protect yourself. Because like the one thing that hurts in this deck is you go to try and build a little bit. Like you attack, they block. You attack, they block. And it's like, man, I really need to build with this character. And then you Sublimating Blade and just give yourself another chance. Which is also really sick because like if you get to build the Sublimating Blade, you get to pick it up for the next turn and do it again. Which means your opponent has to hold something to block your Sublimating Blade. So you don't get it back again. Those are all 30 of the attacks, guys. So we'll get into the foundations. For Fei Fei, it's just a nice flip. So you're able to like pick it up if you need to with Middleman. Give this attack -3 speed and block it. Pretty neat, pretty nifty. You get to pick it up, so like that's what's cool about it. 2 Venomous just turns off opponent's draw. We don't want them to draw too much. And 1 Survivalist is most of the defense in the deck. Survivalist just says, you gave it powerful, I'll put it back to printed. You just did stuff I don't want it to do. Stop it. I'll Akuma. I'll Congo. I'll put Congo back to printed. Just stop. Because we are Middleman and because of how he works, we're playing 2 to Forster. Middleman E for free, give it +1 speed. That ability no longer matters because you can't build more than one of these. Because it's unique now. E, once per turn, destroy 1 foundation. If the top card of your discard pile ends up being a non-foundation card, draw a card. And place 1 card from your hand into your staging hand. So basically the way it works is, you have a foundation, you destroy a foundation. You have your hand, you're looking at it, and then you go, cool, I'll add this face down. So now you're ready to foundation because you want to basically blow up a committed one. Add a ready foundation, and then draw a new card. So it cycles through your deck as well as being able to, as well as like reading foundations, which is pretty nice. And the +1 speed, despite the fact that in my opinion it's like nothing, can sometimes matter. Next we're playing 2 Mechanicalmaniac. This says if you draw 6 foundations on a turn where you want to kill them, like you're just ready, all you need is 1 attack to just like pick up with Metal Man and do a bunch of things. It gives you that attack. It just says form, add 1 face down to your hand. So you add any face down you want to your hand as a form, and then start your cool combos. It just protects you from dead drawing. Because we add face downs, we're playing 2 Destruction of the Cyberlink Coup. This says destroy 1 face down. This attack is -2 speed, +2 damage. Because we have cool, insane like combo turns where we can sometimes get 5 to 6 attacks into the pool, we can get rid of face downs since they'll probably discard their entire hand trying to block everything, and then just give free damage that we know is going to push through, and then build down new cards anyways. It's also very useful if we need to destroy face downs during our opponent's turn, and then neg them for speed to draw new cards. Not draw new cards, but to block. As well as we're playing 2 Left to Die. This just says when you face block an attack, just take it to the face, you get to pick up a face down for free. It's like you don't have any cards in hand because you played everything out, but you have face downs. Your opponent hits you, Left to Die, and now you have a card in hand. Just protects you as much as it can. And then you just discard 1 momentum and ready it if you need to. But you'll never get momentum in this deck. Because of the, because of our transform, we're playing 2 Hi-Fi Stereo. This card says gender male, commit. After a foundation is added to your staging area, your opponent discards 1 card. So basically, you use it for that, or if you need to, you know your opponent's holding that really cool attack you don't want them to have. You build down with Metal Man at the end of your turn, and then go, cool, discard a card, and you get rid of that thing you don't really like. We're playing 1 Quest for the Hero Sword. Commit flip so you can pick it back up with Metal Man later. Add 1 attack with a printed damage of 3 from your discard pile to your hand, or to your card pool. You'll probably never add to your card pool. You'll always add to your hand. But like this picks up everything in the deck. Anything at all, just picks it up. It's pretty neat. And the last card we're playing is 4 Maternal Swordsmanship. This card says flip, ready a foundation, lets us continue a turn, and then you get to ready something that hasn't been ready before, but we don't ready too much. Then your attack with a printed damage of 3 gets +2 speed or +2 damage. So basically you just give 2 damage or 2 speed to something you want to go through, or something you know you're 2 speed to something you want to go through, 2 damage to something you know you don't have to worry about going through, and then just hit them and ready stuff and to continue. It's pretty neat. Thanks for checking out the profile, guys. If you liked it, make sure to check out our other content on YouTube. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/UFSUniversity. If there's any decks you would like to see, like the Sub-Zero and like the this Metal Man, the Proto Man, the Spike 2, any of those decks like you have of yourself, you have that you want to see like us do. Like you have your own Spike 2 deck, but like you want to see one we built like we just did. You just let us know and we'll create a profile, give you our take on the deck, and then just let us know. Put in the comments, put in the Facebook comments, the YouTube comments. Let us know on Patreon, Discord, Facebook. Contact me personally. I don't care. Let me know. I love building decks. It's fun. So with that, guys, stay alert.